Hello, everyone. Good morning, everyone. It is May 14th, and I want to wish all the mothers, the mother figures, a very happy Mother's Day. And I am Laurie Baracco, and I welcome you to this morning's stream. So, good morning. And I am streaming in a couple of other places in addition to my usual streaming spaces. So, I am also on the Mystical Moon, Fort Myers, and Bonita Springs Facebook page. If you're joining me, please say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Hello, Louise. It's so good to see you. And I am going to be talking about a topic that I really do love talking about, and that is the topic of herbs. So hello, everyone. I know a few of you are just receiving the notification that I am live. And I am at the Bonita Springs Mystical Moon this morning. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Sunday. So good to see everyone. Hello. Okay, see a few friends joining. Hello, Lainey. Hello, Marcy. Hello, Anne. Good morning, everybody. So good to see everybody. So as I usually flow with my format, what I usually do is I set the space for all of us. Good morning, Kathy. I like to set the space with a little bit of smudge to get us in the space. And yep, we've got smudge as an herb. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Setting the space for this beautiful Sunday morning. And if you're catching this event afterwards, is my little talk. If you're catching afterwards, you can still receive the benefits, the etheric benefits of the sacred smudge. All right. Good morning. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day. Okay, so let's all just take a moment and bring our awareness with the light to our inner space, to our inner selves. Taking a moment to pause, reflect, breathe, bring ourselves in the here and the now, connecting also at the same time with our divine selves, bringing that wonderful energy from our center, connecting it with the above energy, also connecting as we breathe with the energies of this beautiful planet, creating maybe an affinity loop as above, so below, crossing that energy at the heart. Connecting in, I'm connecting in with all of us here, whether you're watching live or afterwards, within our sacred community here, or communities, I should say, for all of us. Reflecting upon the week, reflecting upon what drew us to this connection with community. Yes, online, whether you're online or in person, it still is all energy and the intention of connectedness. Sending my love, my gratitude to all those who are doing the best that they can. Mother figures, father figures, those who have needed to parent themselves, bringing in that gratitude and appreciation, because I know we are all where we need to be, doing the best that we can on our journeys. And I ask that Spirit weave us as a sacred, loving community, all of oneness, bringing in that gratitude and the support and love and light. And so it is. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. So I hope you all have had a good week. This is Sunday, as I mentioned. And I like Sunday as, I know a lot of people talk about Sunday being a day of rest. It's also a day of reflection, gearing up for the week ahead, but also integrating all that has taken place here in the physical and throughout the week that we just experienced. Good morning, Dana. Good morning, everyone. So as I mentioned, I am not just in my private Facebook group. I'm also streaming live on YouTube. I know my Laurie Baracco page and the Mystical Moons Facebook pages. So hello and welcome. So I did want to share the link for some of the material that I am going to be talking about. So this link is going to link you to the online store where this blog is posted. So good morning, everyone. I know that sometimes if you don't fill out the StreamYard permission thing. It doesn't say it doesn't show your name. So good morning. All right. So this week I'm going to be talking about herbs and herbs. Oh my gosh, there's so many different things that we can do with herbs. So from with your comments, who here works with herbs already? Who here is already connected with those herbs? I'm going to wait a moment for the delay to pop in. And it is one of my most favorite things to do is to connect with herbs and with herb magic. All right, so let me scooch on over here. So I've been working with plants and herbs, not as a gardener, because I do not have a green thumb. I have a brown thumb. With aromatherapy, with cooking, with incense. I've always been connected with earth magic. And so, and Kathy says, some. All right, so some. So hopefully I'm going to be able to plant a few seeds. Get it? Plant a few seeds for you with some thoughts and different ways that you can work with herbs. And it's earth magic, but it's alchemical, using the natural ingredients from this beautiful planet to help change the vibration, the focus, the frequency for healing, for bringing in, for releasing. And we'll get a little bit more. We'll touch upon those areas because we just have the hour. But yeah, there was something else I was going to say, but I'll just go over to my notes, and then I have some things here to share with all of you. All right, so herbs are unique and vibrate at different frequencies, just as crystals do. We already know that adding herbs to our food changes the taste. What if we add herbs not only for their taste, but also for their spiritual properties? So we can layer our intention in there as well, intentionally adding vibration and frequency. That adds a whole other dimension to our cooking with purpose, doesn't it? Two different types of incense. So two different types of incense are made with herbs. You have the incense sticks and cones, and then some herbs are blended with resins with a mortar and pestle. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. These herbs are blended with the mortar and pestle and would need to be burned on a charcoal disc. One form is not better than the other. So I'm going to show my example here. I didn't bring an incense stick, but I think most of us know what they look like. I mean, I have all these great tools out there, right? So I did want to drop in quickly online and in both stores this week. We have one of my most favorite lines of incense resin, and that's the Star Child line of resin. So this one is the Avalon one, and they are 20% off in store and online. Today's the last day. Tomorrow we have another special coming in. So these are they are proprietary blends. And so this one is a pure magical blend of herbs, gums, resins, and mixed chips with essential oils. So right here, you've got magic in a jar. So this one I selected is the Avalon blend, which Avalon is such a magical place. I love Avalon. I've been there a couple times, and sometimes in my meditations, I bring myself to that place. So within this mixture, as it said, there are gums, resins, herbs, chips. I almost ate it. It smells wonderful. And so the way you would burn this is different than the incense stick or cones, which have, like they're in that stick form. It's more of the smoke. You do receive a vibration and the energy of them. So, and some people prefer to make their own blends, or they'll work with a pre-mixed and charged blend. So I mentioned the mortar and pestle. So one way that you can work with intention with your own blend, not just for incense, but for right now I'm going to talk about incense, is you can use some herbs like this is jasmine, and you can sprinkle some into your mortar and pestle, which is this here, right? And then you can mix it up with intention. And some people might work with certain numerology, numeric rotations. Some people even mix with like a sacred symbol as they blend the herbs. and you can put your intention, you can charge them up. That's one way of doing that. And then you can add this blend to a smudge blend to your foods. Of course, you're going to want to make sure that it's safe and to ingest. And or with this blend, what I'm going to do is I have, these are charcoal briquettes. And this is the Three Kings blend that we have. And it comes in a charcoal briquette. And what I usually do is I usually break it in half because it lasts a long time. But it's also a little bit messy. So you want to make sure it's charcoal. So you want to make sure you have something for your hands. This one I already started to light. So which, woo, that's hot. Sorry. You want to be careful that you have a heat resistant dish, as this one is, although it is hot. So you want to make sure that the surface that you have it on can withstand the heat. And so what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you have a long lighter. And this one's already going because you can see that it's white. Otherwise it would be the black charcoal color. And so when it's warm, when it starts to light up, you'll start to see some sparks, and then it'll start cooking. And so then what you do is you have your charcoal briquette. You want to make sure that the herbs that you're using are safe enough, that there's enough ventilation in your space so that you can use them, right? So like this one, I'm going to take a pinch of my Avalon blend with intention, and I'm going to sprinkle it on top, and you see how it starts to smoke. And so as I breathe in the aromas, I can use this for meditation. I can use it for intention. I can use this to bless my space, right? And go around my space and bless it in that way as well. All right, hold on here. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. There definitely is some frankincense in this blend, right? So you don't need a whole lot. You saw I just put a little bit on there. And as I mentioned, you can use this for your smudge mixtures as well, right? And so I'll do my magical working. Sometimes if I am working with my custom sprays, the spray line that I have, I might have my charcoal briquette going as I'm mixing and blending and in that space to create that alchemy. So here, oh, isn't that so lovely? So throughout this, this live, I'm going to make sure I get some more of this Avalonian frequency. And they're all different types of blends that you can create for yourself. So that's just one way of working with the herbs, right? So some of the other uses. So for those who are joining, hello, welcome. Here is the link for the blog that I'm reading from my notes here online. Hello, friends. And you can check reference back with what I'm sharing here. So you can also use herbs for your candles. So what you can do is you can sprinkle herbs onto your candle wax. I like to dress my candles with oil and roll them in the herbs. And then I'm able to create a custom blend. So I have an example for you here. These are one of the mini candles that we have. Okay, see, I want to show you, by the way, this is still really going here. So there's no need to overload your briquette, your little charcoal disc with a lot of herbs. So this is a chime candle. I grabbed the prosperity oil, the sun's eye prosperity oil. And what you can do then is, say if I had some of my herbs that I wanted to work with, say if I wanted to work with this jasmine, what I would do after I had blended it up and prayed over it, charged it, I would have my herbs like on a piece of paper or a surface where I can sprinkle them out a little bit. I would take the oil, and then I would take a little bit at a time and I would put it on my finger. And then I would put the oil on my candle, not too much, because in these instances, more is not always better. So I would bless my candle with the oil, with the intention and asking spirit to support me. And so what I'm doing then is I'm building up this energy. And then with my herbs that are sprinkled out on my paper, I would roll my candle into the herbs, and the oil helps them stick to it, and then I'm all set. And then later on, as I have my sacred space, and I would have my intention written down, and I would burn my candle with the herbs with the oil. So you can add your herbs with different intentions for your candle magic. And as I mentioned, with the different herbs, there are different intentions. you can bring in prosperity, you can bring in protection, you can ask to, you would do your research, you can ask for specific herbs to help you with healing your heart, helping you be in alignment with your path for your highest and your best good, asking for clarity to come in. There is no limit to what you can use these herbs for, these plants, these herbs for. And I think part of the journey, the fun part is acquiring these things, right? Doing your research, getting clear with what it is you want to work with, the intention, the magic you want to create with your focused intention, is to find all the different things and research, and then have like a little journal and write it all down. Like, this is what I use for this is what I use for that. And that can help you document down the road what you used and which vibration and what frequency and the aromas that you really did enjoy working with. Is everybody still with me? I see I have some friends still live here with me. Everybody with me? How does this make sense? How are we feeling about all of this? Is it resonating? Are you getting excited? Is this something you've already done before? Yeah? Good morning, Angie. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day. Good. I'm glad you're enjoying the information. Good. All right. Okay, so looks like everybody's still with me, I think. All right, so one of the other things we can do is we can work with bath blends. So don't forget, of course, to test any herb before you apply it to your skin or you ingest it. So this is, I'm going to probably say this a couple of times during this live, is that we want to make sure that what we're ingesting, what we're putting on our body is safe, that we won't have a reaction. Can you imagine creating a bath blend when you're allergic to some of the ingredients? Like, I definitely would not create a bath blend with rose hips, because they're already like, they sting a little when you touch them with your hands. Imagine immersing your body into this water mixture, and you have a reaction. You're not going to have a good time, right? So so we want to make sure that that's okay and it's sent and that it's safe for us. Another thing when you're working with herbs too is because the herbs we have out front, I want to say this, the herbs that we sell out front and online, they are not organic and they are not to be consumed. They're not to be consumed. So that's a different grade that we don't have, that I'm not selling at this time, but these are more for intentional. So I would be cautious with putting it on my skin, like in a bath, or ingesting them. I have had people come in who maybe have watched, I think on TikTok probably, and they were asking about smoking the lavender. And I said, there are different ways you can receive the energy and the frequency of lavender, such as using aromatherapy, right? Creating a smudge mixture, lighting some incense in that way, or even just carrying the herb with you. You're going to receive the frequency and the teaching and the healing of that herb too. And it's going to blend and merge with your frequency. I'm glad Dana says, good information. Thank you. Okay, so with the bath blends, so I love creating my own bath blends. Of course, I'm going to be really careful with what I put into my bath. So I usually will start with kosher sea salt, Epsom salt, Himalayan salt, Dead Sea salt, and a few different herbs and maybe some oils. But of course, I'm going to test on the back of my hand before to see if, that I'm not too sensitive or that this feels right for my body. And then you soak in it. It's a really good soak or cleanse. As I touched upon just before, the incense mixture. Mix your own blend of resins and herbs to create your own magical herb potion. And so you can burn these herbs and resins on the piece of charcoal, as I mentioned. So that's kind of fun too. You can also work with mojo bags. You can hang mojo bags in the four corners of your home or business. Of course, you want to make sure you have permission if you're hanging herbs in a place that you don't own or rent, right? Like, if there are other people cohabitating, you want to be mindful of that too. Let me just get back there. So After blending my own herbal mixture, I'll hang the blend in the four corners of the intended room or dwelling with the ambiance I chose to anchor in. Every 6 months or so, I would switch out the old herbs and new ones. If you are, oops, there's a typo. If you aren't able to hang your mojo bags in the four corners, make sure to put the bags out of reach of children and pets. And you can even add a little charm, like a little symbol to your mixture. So also with your mojo bags, some people will carry them and wear them in their energy field. And if you want to work with the vibration of a specific herb blend, you would keep it in your field for 21 days. So there are little pouches you can work with. Like this is a mesh bag, but this one you definitely can't, it's not doable for blends that have like powder, because they're obviously going to go through them. Like here I have my Ariel blend. This is Mix for Abundance. It has different herbs within it, and it is charged and blessed with the frequency of abundance. So for this, you can sprinkle this, put this, around your perimeter. You could put this in the four corners. You could put a little bit in your register. You could get really creative with that. But the mojo bags, as I mentioned, if you want to blend and merge your frequency with them, you would keep them in your energy field for 21 days, because then you have woven in that consciousness and the frequency of your blend. All right, everybody still doing okay? All right, great. Okay, so then I touched upon this very briefly. The perimeter of your home, if you own a home, you can create a circle of protection around it by mixing sea salt, black salt, and cedar. After saging your home, sprinkle the herbs around the perimeter as you envision white light cocooning your home and or property. I also have, sometimes I will take a little bit of an herbal blend and keep it by the front door. I was going to bring this, I forgot to have it here, the black salt. So the black salt is a wonderful sealing in ingredient, and I usually have it as I mentioned, by the front door, maybe with a couple of crystals added to it, with maybe some other herbs as well. All right. Also, cooking with intention. Why not whip up some muffins with herbs and spices that have a calming or energizing effect? Adding lavender to any cake or baked good has a calming influence on those who ingest the baked good. Hold on here. Hold on. It just booted me off my site here. Okay, hold on here. Okay, so as I mentioned, okay, so cooking. So there are so many different books that you can work with cooking. So here we have, so there's the Wicca in the Kitchen. There's also this book that I have in the online store. It's Supermarket Magic, where you can work with, this is the tools of magic in your supermarket aisle. So a lot of times what people find is that they're frustrated because some of these herbs that are in these spells that they can't get, it's hard to find them. And so they're so frustrated. Well, these, you can work with generating spells, brews, potions, and powders for everyday ingredients. And some of these are for cooking too. So you can do that as well. There's another book I have over here. It is the Celtic Folklore Cooking book as well, right? So you can work with specific ingredients as well with the different cultures and traditions as well. All right. And there are a ton of people too who work with teas, right? We drink the herbs too, or breathe them in with some of the tea sippings and the tea magic. The first part is to allow the herbs to sit there, to steep, and then you breathe in the aromas. I just add a little bit more of my incense to my blend. You breathe in the aromas, and it changes your frequency, because aromatherapy goes straight to the brain and we have an immediate reaction. And yeah, so it's a lovely way of working with the herbs as well. I didn't even touch upon that here with the cooking or working with the herbs. I want to circle back to something that I did not touch upon. And just with any type of intentional alchemical frequency magic. You want to make sure that you do not include anybody else's name without permission. And we don't want to intentionally try to control anybody with herbs. We definitely don't want to place herbs or any type of focused magic against someone, or to try to have somebody have a reaction that is in our favor. It's not okay. I just feel like I just need to say that. I know we know better, but I do just want to share that a little bit. Okay. So then I also have here, okay, so please research any herbs that you're planning to consume to make sure they're safe for consumption. And I do have a couple of different, like this is just a brief list of the different herbs you can use for different things, like abundance. So with abundance, clove, patchouli, peppermint, jasmine, bayberry, cinnamon, date, and spearmint. Love mixtures may include rose, hibiscus, patchouli, basil, yarrow, rue, orange, ginger, catnip, and lavender. Then psyche development, yarrow, wormwood, angelica, frankincense, rosemary, dandelion, and anise. So some protection blends are copal, cedar, sage, pine, rosemary, benzoin, dill, dragon's blood, and mugwort. And then I do have a sacred protection blend. So some of the supplies would be, these are just some of the ingredients. You might have something else you want to use in there as well. And what I love about working with your own ingredients, whether it's an oil, an herb, a color, is that you're putting your personal stamp on it. So these are just some suggestions, and it's okay if you improvise, right? So some of the supplies for this protection blend are sage, copal, and rosemary, your mortar and pestle, charcoal, a heat-resistant dish, sand and or dirt as a buffer for the heat, so that because that charcoal does get hot, as we saw, it was pretty warm as I touched underneath the dish. So right now I have it actually sitting on something that can withstand that heat, right? So again, a little bit goes a long way. And so here's another heat resistant dish that I have. It is a little cauldron. We have these cauldrons. And what I like about these is that they have the little legs, because that lifts it up. And sometimes I'll do a little bit of intentional magic out by my pool, because I have the outside tiles. It's away from the house. It's away from the pets. And I could sit out there and enjoy all of the aromas and the frequencies. Hi, Denise. She says, I can't type fast enough. Will you be posting this later? This should be saved as a recording. I think it looks like you're watching on YouTube. So, yes, the replay should be on the YouTube page in the live section. Yeah. Great question. Let's see where else we are. And so what do you do? Okay, so I'm going to finish up this part here first. So here are some of the steps for working with your protection blend, some suggestions. Sage, smudge yourself before any type of energetic work. So you can use a sage or Palo Santo to prepare yourself, your space. You don't have to use something that burns. You can also use like a spray as well. You can use bells, you can use a drum. Of course, your intention and your words, your frequency to help clear that space. Then you would place the copal, sage, and rosemary in the mortar, and then blend the herbs with the pestle, putting in the frequency of creating this magical blend, bringing in your higher self, bringing in your spirit self, charging up the frequency as you blend these herbs. Then you would have your charcoal, right? And then you would light the charcoal. I like to start lighting it a little bit beforehand, because it takes a little while sometimes. And remember, I'm using a long wandish type of lighter. Some people use matches. They have those long matches. I would not use a match that has a short little stick part. I would use the longer ones, because my gosh, it gets hot, right? And then, like I said, the charcoal, it sparks a little bit. Now, some of you may be asking the question of, what if I don't want to use charcoal? You don't have to use charcoal. You can create a blend with like sage, like the long leaf sage like this, right? We have the long leaf sage. You could have a little bit in your mixture. And as you light the sage, it will blend with the other herbs as well. So then as you sprinkle the herb mixture over the charcoal, then you're going to envision the cleansing and the clearing taking place. If you wanted to go around your space, you can do that, right? So if this was my smudge mixture, I would put my herbs here, and then I'm envisioning white light, and I'm going to go around my whole space wafting the smoke. If I had a feather or a smudge fan, I might use that too, asking spirit to help support, to guide. Oh, that's a nice spicy herb I'm smelling right now. Oh, this is so lovely. I could sit here with this all day, right? And do this. But anyway, so you could do that. You could use other herbs like the sage leaves and mix it with the herbs, and you don't have to work with the charcoal in that way. Yeah. Another thing I didn't mention is creating a simmer pot. So we had the simmer pots on sale last week. They're still on sale. I'm just going to move them out. They're $3.50. So for each little bag, so you could create simmer pots, which you can have your intentional blends, right? Whatever frequency you're wanting to work with your intention, and you could use those herbs and put them in like a crock pot or a pot on the stove with some water and have that going through your home. Some people work with Yule blessings, Yule blends, Samhain blends as well. Yeah, to help have that vibration and that aroma. And that's not quite as smoky. Look, there goes my Avalonian mixture. It's not as smoky. And look at how distracted I'm getting. I'm so sorry. It's like, oh, so inviting. And then I know when I open that front door, I'm going to be like, woo. Anyway, I'll be all magical. Anyway, but yeah, so if you don't want the smoke, you can create a simmer pot blend with your potpourri, with your crock pot or a specific little crock pot. You can do that. Have your own little specific crock pot for your magical blends rather than having smoke. Because I know some people have asthma and they have real sensitivity to the smoke, or they just don't have the capability or the freedom, or it's not doable in the space that they're at, right? To have smoke going throughout their whole space. So that's just another way to work with herbs. Oh my gosh, there are so many different ways you can work with herbs here and cook and divine with them as well. Some people, like with the tea leaf readings, they use the different tea leaves, specific tea leaf blends, and then after they drink the tea, or even beforehand, they'll look at the different herbs and divine with those herbs as well. So let me see if I forgot anything here. I kind of went through this a little bit different. Oh yeah, so also I have a crystal cleanse blend, which has herbs and salt herbs, and it's all charged, and this blend is what I use to clear my crystals. So I put this blend in a dish and I let my crystals sit in the mixture without any water, because there are a lot of crystals that are softer frequency, like a selenite, and they'll dissolve and they won't be as pretty or even intact after being in water. So I have my crystal cleanse blend. You can create one for yourself as well, and I leave the crystals in there for, I don't know, a few hours. I usually, well, 2, 3. It depends on how long I'm feeling that they need to be sitting and cooking and charging and clearing in the blend as well. All right, so I think I kind of like whiz through all of that material there. And I know that there are other ways to work with your herbs too. Some people create different salves and creams to help with burns or for helping with stress. I know people who make sleep pillows that they might get some lavender, maybe some crystals in there, relaxing crystals like selenite or howlite and rose quartz and amethyst, and mix those blends into these sleep pillows. And then you seal them up, you charge them, maybe a little bit of oil in there, and then you put them, on your head for relaxation and to help you go to sleep. Yeah. All right. So that pretty much, I think, wraps up my talk about herbs. Let's see if we have any questions or comments. I have a little bit of time here for questions and comments about what I discussed. Let's see. In the meantime, I know there's a little bit of a delay. when working with the mortar and pestle, right? What I do in between mixtures is I will take, like in between blending and mixtures or with part of my prep work, is I take my empty mortar, what's called a pestle mortar, and I'll take some sage leaves, maybe even rosemary, and yeah, sometimes I do sage and rosemary, and I put some leaves in there, and I cleanse my mortar before working with my new blend. So I do that too. All righty. So I know I have quite a few friends here watching live. So any other questions and or comments that I can help you out with? Also, I will be having, I pulled out a deck. I have my Herb Crafters Tarot, and I'm going to be pulling 3 cards, and then we're going to see what energy Spirit wants you to work with this week. But as I shuffle my cards, please share with me. Let me know, did this make sense? Did it help you? Some of the information that was shared. Are you already working with herbs? Are herbs not your thing? I'll wait for some comments as I shuffle my cards. And if not, that's okay. I can feel someone who's watching this right now is driving or listening to this. They're driving and they're not able to type, and that's okay. All right. And I'm sure that afterwards you're going to have some questions as you get into things. Okay. So for now, I'm going to pull 3 cards. So the question is, which herb, which card, which frequency should I be working with this week? And Angie says, I love working with all plants, including herbs. And you're welcome, Denise. This was awesome. Aw, you're so sweet. Oh, I know what I was going to share before too. Hold on here. Let me find it. So there's someone that's local, and her name is, hold on here. Let me find her. She's local, and she has the coolest Etsy shop. Where's she at? I'm pretty sure. Hold on here. And gosh, right as the pandemic was just starting, hold on here. I had some bundles from her. I purchased some bundles to sell, and they were beautiful sage bundles with these gorgeous flowers. And now she sells so many unique seeds on Etsy. She's like on viral pretty much here. So I'm going to share her site, and she's just so sweet. Kimberly, her name's Kimberly. So here we go. I'm going to share the site with you. And I was looking at all of the different seeds she has. Now, again, I do not have a green thumb. Although there were some seeds and plants, I thought, let's see if Jim can grow that for me, because this looks really cool. Let me see. Hold on here. Oh, someone says, oh yeah, that was me driving. That was me. Do I need charcoal for the resin to burn? Please and thank you. You don't necessarily need the charcoal to burn the resin. You can light the resin without the charcoal, right? So like here, I'll put some here with my heat resistant dish, right? You want to make sure, right? So it still will go, right? It just won't stay lit as long, right? Can you see that there? It's still going, and I'm still experiencing some of the frequency there, right? So it's still going. Oh my gosh, there are other charcoals. What was it? It was Joe in the private Facebook group. I think he was talking about coconut husk as like a charcoal. There are different types. I'm going to look into that. I'll have to make a note. But you can light those resins just with the lighter. You can if you're working with the candle magic with rolling it, that would be one way too without using the charcoal. But you can also use, say, sage or a larger leaf plant or herb, dried plant, to help it keep going, like a bay leaf, right? Which I don't think those last for that long. But anyway, but you can use leaves and mix it with a leafy plant to help keep it going, and you can just light it directly. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, and if you have any other questions, just type them in. Okay, I'm going to select 3 cards. So this is for the energies for this upcoming week. And I'm going to pull 1 card there, another card here, and a 3rd card here. All right, so let's see. I'm going to have them all go right side up. Okay, card 1, card 2, or card 3. Which energy? Oh, some of these I've never even heard of. Which energy are you pulled to? Oh my gosh, hold on. They just yelled at me. I didn't share her post, her spot, her Etsy shop. Okay, there it goes. It should show up. Let me see. Can you see? Oh, you know what? I don't know if I could do it that way. Hold on. Delete. Okay, hold on. Let me go on here and do it. I think because it pulled it up my Etsy shop. Hold on. Wrong thing. Okay. Etsy. Hold on. Oh, so sorry. I did that incorrectly. Okay, here she is. As long as I'm not logged in, it should be good. Let's see. Okay. Can you see that? Are you able to click on that site? Show. Let's see. Can you get there? It's called Seed Cult. SEEDCULT. I'm trying to see if I can share. Can you guys click on it? I'm going to look at your comments here. Are you able to find that? I don't know. But this is the name of her shop, Seed Cult. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to stop showing that. Okay. So check out if you're interested in looking at unique or different plants, fruits, flowers, herbs, go check out her Etsy shop. Okay, so back to business here. So the Herb Crafters Tarot, these are the frequencies that Spirit wants you to work with this week. Card 1, 2, or 3. Which one are you feeling that pull towards? 1, 2, or 3. All right, and then we're going to share. If you chose number 1, this is the 8 of Earth, which is the 8 of Pentacles. And this is turmeric. Turmeric. So I'm going to read in the book what it says. Oh, they're having a good time. My neighbors. Okay, you can hear them out there. Okay, so here we go. So the 8s in this deck, they say they are the roots, tenacity, and empowerment. Let me get to this page. So this is the 8 of Earth. Let your tasks be an embodied prayer. Do the work and teach what you know. So these are some of the suggestions to work with this energy. Enjoy warm golden milk made from milk, honey, turmeric, and ginger. Make turmeric dyed prayer flags as an expression of joy. Host a turmeric dyeing party, gather community, and teach them what you have learned. So dedication leads to mastery. So this is the apprentice card, by the way, in the tarot deck. Is your commitment strong enough? Put in the time to hone your skills. The longer fabric soaks in the dye bath, the more vibrant and lasting the color. Hard work may sometimes take its toll. It can feel isolating and frustrating. Do it anyway. Turmeric stabilizes the body, increases vitality and strength. Remember to care for yourself at the root. If you are struggling with diminished self worth, teach your craft to others. Look for ways to engage the community in your projects. Turmeric medicine survives because it has been passed down through the generations. Trust the value of keeping time honored traditions alive. What a great card for Mother's Day, right? Aw. All right, so the next one, if you chose number 2, it's the Madres, Madre of Earth. Let me find the Madres. The Madres. Okay, here we go. It is the creosote bush. So this is the Queen of Earth, Queen of Pentacles. Be a guardian of the wild places. Build circles of women, share the medicine. And some of the crafting with Mother of Earth, Queen of Earth, is empower future generations. Oh my gosh, this is so perfect for today. Lead a medicine walk in your community, protect wild spaces, make an offering to the land in the form of a mandala, and share the medicine. Make creosote, I think that's how you say it, solve and give it away to everyone. The Madre of Earth provides for herself and her community. Like the creosote bush, she creates many remedies. She honors the land as she gathers medicine. She is in good health and inspires others to the same with her grounded daily rituals. She knows this bush thrives in depleted soil where other plants cannot. She too is considered a survivor because of her ability to grow strong. As a true guardian of the place, she learns from creosote, the mother of all plants, how to enhance the lives of generations beyond her lifetime. She steadily supports her people as well as the animals and plants of the region. Embrace your quiet nature. It is the foundation of grace. All right, now if you chose the third one, this is the 2 of air, and it's chicory. The 2 of air, which is the 2 of swords. Can you see that? Release long-held beliefs, be receptive to guidance, and open to unlikely partnerships. So crafting with the 2 of air or the 2 of swords. Pluck the petals of a chicory flower. Release old beliefs aloud with the falling of each one. Observe pollinating insects. Journal the question, how may I open more in my relationships? Be bold and clear. Dress like a chicory flower. Put blue streaks in your hair. Old ideas can be blinders to new wisdom. Let go of worn out thinking to see an issue clearly. Chicory is often classified as a weed. It is, however, a beneficial medicine plant and draws important insects to the garden. Be receptive to new guidance. Gather information before taking action. Then be still and look within. As the long chicory taproot brings nourishment to the surface, a deep dive will quiet self-doubt. Then be willing to listen. Wait, hold on. What is really true? Acknowledge what you do not want to accept. Then be willing to listen. When it is your turn to share, do not hide behind a closed door or fearful heart. Open wide like the bold chicory flowers. All right, so this is about shifting belief systems. All right, so maybe more than one card resonated for you. Maybe it doesn't resonate right now, but I would really invite you to maybe do some research on that plant or that herb and see what resonates for you. Look at the spiritual characteristics or consciousness of that plant. And if you're not able to acquire the plant, what you can always do is you can open your hand and ask for the wisdom, the frequency, the vibration of that plant to merge with you. Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to read some of the comments. Wow. I'm in the process of building a labyrinth in the woods of our property. I chose Queen of Earth and Guardian of Wild Places. How perfect. That's wonderful. What a great alignment validation for you. The Queen of Earth. maybe even oh, that's something too I didn't even touch upon. That, oh my gosh, I can talk about this topic for days. But also, if you're wanting to honor the earth, you want to bring in gratitude with releasing or acknowledgement of your blessings, even offering to the earth, right? Charge up some herbs, give them back to her, and thank her for sustaining you. The other thing I want to also speak into the field and spirit is chirping away, is that whenever you, if you need to harvest from a plant, from a tree, from fruit, vegetables, and it hasn't already, and it's still part of that being, of that plant being, of that earth being, thank it, give it some type of offering. Whether you have collected, this is what we've done on my spiritual journeys, is that we have our spirit offering bag and maybe collect leaves or plants or feathers from things that you've encountered on your walks out in nature, or even in your backyard. Collect them all, and when you're feeling the need or the desire to give back to the earth, offer them. Okay, it makes a huge difference, and it creates a right relationship with all beings. Yeah. All right, so another comment is card one. Boy, did I pick the right one today. Message heard and embraced. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this week and this week's topic. And if you're catching this afterwards, I hope you received some tidbits from and were inspired to go and create and manifest and heal and to help you on your journey. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and joining us today. Have a beautiful weekend. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Have a beautiful week. Have a beautiful life. Many blessings. Thank you so much. And happy Mother's Day. Sending love and to support to all those who have been there for us, to support us on our journeys, behind the scenes, with their intentions and prayers. Yes. Thank you all. So we're going to release all the energies, go out, prosper, be healthy, be happy, and be joyful. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Aw. Thank you, everybody. Love you all. Bye-bye.